Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Update. We're not going to have a very long show today. We've got a couple things to really speak about those. So I'd like to welcome Doobie to join me. Doob, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom, Christie. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
So for those of you that have been watching, so much stuff is in the news right now aimed at Benjamin Netanyahu. And what we're talking about today, we're going to talk about two things. But firstly, about Bibi's dilemma. 6 more hostages were executed a number of days before, the Israeli army was able to go in. I'd like to point out into Rafah, where the American government tried to pressure the Israeli army not to go into. That is part of where some of these hostages were found. But the tragedy, the whole nation, Jews around the world, I had some friends text me. My one friend texted me, she's a Jewish friend I have out here, and she said, Christy, I'm devastated. Hirsch is dead. And just the pain that everybody is feeling. Doobs, you know this, the whole nation is in mourning. There's people, Jews around the world, and those of us that care about the Jews, it's this pain that we feel. But Bibi is in between a rock and a hard place. There is a genuine dilemma here for him, and you'll hear the left shouting about a ceasefire. And the fact is, the fact that even as this was announced about these hostages, people took to the streets in New York to praise Hamas. It's disgusting, it's revolting, it's horrendous. But let's talk for a moment, Doobs, about this dilemma that Bibi's facing. For everybody, for you to be able to break it down for people in terms that everybody can understand. Why is this not simple?
Well, actually, that the situation that Bibi is facing right now, it's really impossible, because you have to realize and understand that all this pressure that is put upon Bibi is supposed to be put upon the Hamas. This entire war would have been finished already if they have released their hostages. Israel has been accused for all these years as a nation that is committing a genocide, and yet we have thousands of Hamas prisoners, if you can call them terrorists, in the Israeli prisons. So if we were committing a genocide, we wouldn't have thousands of them in our prison. We're feeding them, we're giving them shelter, they got visits from their families, as opposed to what happens to our hostages, where we were close even to try and release them. The Hamas gave an order to their guards to just slaughter them and kill them right there on the spot. They were literally executed in the prison of Hamas. And this is the situation that we're facing. This is the enemy that we're facing. This is a ruthless enemy that couldn't care less about the lives of their own people and couldn't care less about definitely the lives of our own people. And the situation with Bibi is based on the fact that for one Israeli soldier, 9 years ago or so, he released 1,027 Palestinian Hamas operatives from the prisons of Israel. For one soldier, for Gilad Shalit. This is the skeleton of the Hamas leadership today. These are the people, the archi-terrorists that are leading and led the raid, the attack on October 7th. These are the people that leading Hamas today. Even Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, the mega terrorist, the murderous man, was released in that deal. And Bibi Netanyahu understand that literally by releasing those people back into the streets of Gaza, back into the streets of the West Bank, created the situation that we're facing right now. The Israeli prisons are just universities for terrorists, where they learn how to put together bombs, how to attack Israel, what to do, how to bring more weapons into the land. And this is something that we cannot do again. The fact that we have 101 hostages, many of them already dead, I'm sure, in the hands of Hamas, is not giving the legitimacy to keep the entire nation hostages in the hands of Hamas. Their blood, as hard as it hurts, as hard as it sounds, their blood is not more red than the blood of the soldiers, over 700 soldiers that were fighting in Gaza, trying to bring them back home, trying to prevent from Hamas to commit another attack like October 7th. And in the midst of that, they died on their way to try and release these people. You cannot, this dilemma is a real dilemma. You cannot release thousands and thousands of more operatives, including those of the Nukbas, those who infiltrated into Israel on October 7th, killing, slaughtering, raping, destroying Israelis, kidnapping Israelis. How can you allow yourself, even though these people, these hostages are suffering right now, but it's a matter of sacrifice. And this sacrifice is very hard. It's very hard. It's a tough decision for any leader to choose, maybe for the short term, to release these people, maybe if they would do it, and we're not sure. That's the story. We're not sure that they're going to really go ahead with this deal, because they are the ones who has been refusing for the deal that Benjamin Netanyahu already put in place together with Biden, and they were the ones to refuse. Now they're cheating and tricking and lying to the world again, as if they're allowing it. They want us to retreat totally from Gaza. They want to rebuild their power. They want to rebuild their forces. So just like they have promised, they're going to attack us again and again and again until they're going to have their slogan valid from the river to the sea. We cannot allow ourselves to go along with that. That's the situation. And that's why Bibi is trying to find another solution where Hamas is not going to rebuild themselves so they can keep on attacking us over and over again.
Doobs, that was perfectly explained. That's exactly what the situation is. And so my encouragement to everybody out there is pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for Bibi Netanyahu. This man needs the wisdom of God that was evidenced in the lives of his ancestors, and King Solomon and King David and all the other leaders of Israel that we saw thousands of years ago. We need that wisdom for him and for God to really do something. So I'm encouraging you to pray every day, not only for the peace of Jerusalem, not only for the dismantling of this horrific terror organization, but for the wisdom for Bibi Netanyahu. And then the other thing we wanted to mention, for those of you that might not be aware, we just got word that the Israeli embassy in Munich in Germany was the victim of a terror attack. The embassy itself, there was a terror attack that occurred there on the anniversary of the massacre of the Israeli Olympians at the Munich Olympics, which was about 52 years ago. I mean, Doobs, this just shows us that the spirit is still alive and active, and that this desire to see Jewish people die is still here. And we know that we're seeing the evidence in the natural of something that is a supernatural level of hatred. What happened to those Olympians in Munich all those years ago was absolutely horrific. And while there are still hostages in Gaza, there's an attack on the embassy on a day that should commemorate the memory of the Olympians whose lives were lost. Now there's a terror attack on the Israeli embassy in the same city where those athletes were so mercilessly killed. I mean, what does this say to you? What is the feeling of that amongst the people in Israel?
Christie, we've been talking many, many times about the fact that the adversary, the enemy, has different ways and different shapes, but it's always the same Amalekite, the same people, the same enemy, the same Satan that comes against Israel, the same Haman, the same Hitler. The fact that this 18-year-old Islamist from Austria, who's was literally coming to shoot at the Israeli consulate in Munich at the day of commemoration, at the day of remembrance for the 11 Israeli athletes. And we should also remind the people, one poor German police officer that was also killed by these terrorists 52 years ago in 1972. At the same date, an Islamist, which is a new shape, using a Nazi rifle with a spear, using a Nazi rifle manufactured in Nazi Germany to shoot at the Israeli consulate and try to take lives of Jewish and Israeli people right there on the spot. Thank God that he was revealed and was put down by the German police that was right there in this place. But the entire event was literally called off, as sad as it is, even though he wasn't successful in killing Israeli, but he was successful in killing the commemoration day, the day of remembrance, where we would mourn and remember these people, these innocent athletes that were so brutally slaughtered and murdered just because they wanted to go and play sports in Germany in 1972. For us Israelis, he's telling you that that evil spirit is still alive, still kicking, putting on and changing shapes, dresses sometimes like an Islamist, sometimes like a Nazi, sometimes like an Iranian. But this spirit of evil, this nature of principalities and powers that comes against Israel, they are still alive. And as you said, we should really pray for the Lord God of Israel to prevail and to reveal the plots of the enemies and take them down even before they succeed to shoot or do anything else.
Thank you, Doobs. Thank you for that insight. And, you know, if everybody out there, as you go out this week, pray the peace of Jerusalem, pray for the protection of Israelis all around the world, pray for wisdom for Bibi Netanyahu. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you next week. As always, every Friday, a new episode for you on Israel Update. See you next week, and God bless. For those of you that are planning to, let me encourage you to go and watch Real Life, Real Faith this week. Even if you weren't planning, go and do it now. You can go to real-faith.tv. This is our talk show where we talk about real life, real faith, real issues in real time. And we have got an incredible guest from South Africa with us for the next couple of weeks, Dr. Vicky Tim, who has got her PhD in clinical psychology. She's a phenomenal human being, incredible wisdom and insight. And we're going to be speaking this week together with her. Pastor Far and I are talking to her about the marriage, really, of biblical principles and clinical psychology and how that can help us as Christians. You don't want to miss it. Go to real-faith.tv now.
You ask and we listen. We're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium MyPillow, now only $19.98. MyPillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets, only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America!
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.